We are back, Mine Mogul. Last time we managed to get a few things taken care of. The quest chain, as you can see. We've made it a bit further in. However, one of the biggest concerns that we had was the ability to get into these molds, so this needs to be rejigged. We also unlocked an area out the back here which gives us a whole heap of space, and I intend to use that. So today I'm going to rip all of this down and we're going to find a better way. We've also got a whole heap of tickets for research, so we can go ahead and unlock some new things. I have got a bit of a plan. While I was away, I had a think, and I'm not sure if it'll work, but hey, let's find out. So first things first, we're going to turn off all the miners and wait for all of this junk to clear, and then we have the pleasure of destroying everything. And with that, the lines are empty and the destruction can begin. Let's have a look at the research and see what we need. I want that. The ingot straightener will help with the rod maker. The basket lid will come in useful because I don't want things falling into my filters. And I suppose we could have a look at chutes. We've got lots of points. Let the destruction begin, and then we'll be able to see how much stuff has fallen off the rails, etc. So as you can see, we've still got 1,668 items lying around on the ground, which was dropped. It's wasted efficiency. First thing I'm going to do is light this place up. Okay. Something else that I've found is rollers aren't that great. Everything seems to work fine on the straight conveyor after it's come out of the smelter, so we might stick with that. Okay, so I was running around trying desperately to figure out why I still had so many pieces of random objects on the ground, and then I found this. Yeah, this is gonna take a bit of work to clean up, innit? Somewhere in here is a... Let's get rid of that. Chuck a light post in here as well to make it so we can see from now on. Bam. Keep you to the side, and then we're just going to sit here and smash these up. I'll see you in 6 months. Yeah, so in the end, I opted against doing that. I figured we're going to be building a route anyway. So I spent a bit of time just running around, cleaning up. Just getting a feel for the cave systems and working out what I want to do, and I've come up with a plan. Because it's nice and tall in here, right? This is just, hear me out. If you think So from up here, if we run, this might be crazy, but if we run everything up here, I just have one big artery, and I can try and put it close to the top maybe, and then have an entry from the big pile of mess down there and all the gold and everything. So if it's all flowing one way, just thinking, as we come up here and we keep it all nice and high and out of the way, it will, one, allow us to travel, two, mean that we can put our super filters like back here, and that will give us all that space to work. I'm still working it out, but if we do two in here, then we can use the roof, run the other two over here and out that way, and then do two more in here. That way we have two furnaces in here, two furnaces in there, but then it's spread out. Yeah, I like that. It might take a while to build it all, and since we've got nearly $1 million, I'm sure that we can afford to pull it off. So if we start by building the main artery and then work back from there, I've still got 18 lamps left, but we'll get to them later. Let's see. Main arteries, we're going to want walled mergers. We're going to need a lot more. There we go. There's 40 grand's worth of bits, but I think it's going to be worth it. Okay, so I have a ballpark of a plan. I want my bulk sorters here. So I have one big bulk sorter as close to the roof as I can here. Drop in coal and iron, put a splitter on it. Half the coal will go to steel, the other half will go to hoppers. Shaker tables, I think they're called. Yeah, shaker tables. That way later on we can throw a crusher or whatever we need for the Mogul quests. That should work. And that will then go up into another one. So I'm going to get started on this, and I will come back once I've got an artery, and then we'll start attaching things to it. Alright, and with that we are somewhat done. Our artery. It is ugly, it's the most ugly thing we've ever made, but we will go through and clean it up. So from here we're hoping to have our splitters into a second splitter. There's room on either side to have coal and whatnot move around. I'll take you on a quick tour. So working backwards, I will go through and clean all of these ugly bars up, make it look all nice. Just as an artery. And for now, you can see pretty much all of these bits will eventually join on. But we've got quick access to the main base down there. And as we come around, it does split off. So this one will go out to the gold areas. All of these will connect up, coming down from here. So this one will go down, grab that one, and then grab that one and join on there. Gold is already connected to join up there. And then whatever we add down that way can plug on there. And as for our Iron Mountain, here, as for our Iron Mountain and all the other bits and pieces from cleaning up, this is the other route. So I'm going to spend a bit of time just to make sure it works. We'll drop that in there, give it a few minutes and see if it spits it out at the other end. And if it does, the plan then is to grab all of that, chuck it on, and then finish cleaning. So yeah, I will come back and here comes our gold bar, which means it's working. The other thing, while I was cleaning up, I found the last 2 ore clusters, so we can chuck them in and call that quest done. There's a big one. Nice. Alright, so I guess you know what I'm going to be doing for the next however long it takes to move that mountain of ore to here. And then we can crack on with the build. Alright. So that took way longer than I expected. But, you know, chuck some tunes on and just grind away. I think we have moved the Iron Mountain all onto the conveyors. I do have a couple of geodes which I'll run back, and then we will see the other new mountain and see if it broke them all or if they're still clumped. It'll be interesting to see what it looks like when we get back. As long as they haven't spread into anything. Yeah. Well, clearly our conveyor works. Now we got 2,800 items. That number's going up by the minute. So yeah, once this is all finished falling, we'll put it all in the bin and get back to actually setting this build up. I'll see you when I've cleaned up mountain number 2. That is, missed one, but other than that one, it looks good. And that means we're down to 69 items. Nice. So while I was doing that, some pretty cool songs came on. Now, I'm not, do you ever get that moment where you're like, oh, I haven't heard this song in ages, and you just gotta belt it out? Yeah, so I was finished a few minutes ago, but I just had to sing along to that song because I haven't heard it for so long. It was great. Anyway, back to the build. So what we want to do is grab ourselves one of these and flip it and crouch and try and get it in the right spot. Which looks like right there. That's one. Now for the really hard part. We want you. I'm gonna fall before it lets me place it in it. Yep. B-arch. Okay, so we'll grab a 4. And I can't reach that high. So we need to buy some scaffolding. I've got one. There we go. Might need more than one though. 9. Make it nice and high. I should be able to jump onto it from. There. Let's see if that's high enough. Oh, the problems of being tall. Hut. Okay. Yeah, that should let us do it, right? And then we want 6. Actually, we'll want 4 first. Rotate that. And then 6 is there. Alright, and then the second one. And then you there. Okie dokie. Now we're cooking with gas. So we've made a bit of progress. Based on the artery that we had, which everything will come in from, right? The plan, it's starting to shape up. I've got 2 iron in there. I'm just basically, because we've sold everything, we're going to have to wait for new ores to come in, but when it does, you know, we'll fill the buckets. But coal will go there, and then gold and copper can go in, whichever of those. Now the plan, we've also, so for coal, it'll go through a splitter, so half of it will get turned into gems. I need a small piece of coal for that. A small piece of coal will go back up there onto that conveyor and then back into the main thread, but we haven't quite finished that yet. The rest of the gems will go down there into the polisher and straight into the bin. Pretty much anything that's left should be gems and geodes, if I've got this right. I'm assuming geodes because I read the quests and I got a ball of them over there. And they too just go along here, drop down and into the polisher. Right, coal. So the half that doesn't get washed and turned into gems will come down this chute and into there. I put one more conveyor belt there just in case any sort of fall out the back. That way they still get picked up and pushed in. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but we'll find out. It's the first time using chutes. So iron come down here. Obviously they're all going to go into crushers because we don't want slag, we want whatever the product is. So the iron comes down into a crusher, which then goes into a splitter. One half down there for steel, the other half runs along here, down the chute and into this one. So we'll be producing iron here and steel here. It took me a while, like a long while, but I managed to get the copper and gold lines to run along the roof so they won't get in the way of anything. And they come all the way over. And then we'll have one here and one here, so we can have copper and gold, whichever one is which. This light's in the way, let's just move it. And yeah, so that's a bit of a where we're up to update. I'm going to grab some more chutes just to make sure that, you know, they don't fall out. The other issue that I'm having is if we create too much ore too quickly, things will overflow, leak. But I've kept them really separate, so if they do start to overflow, we should be okay. I'm not sure. I don't know what the capacity for these things is, but if we can punch it out quick, we'll see. Alright. I don't know if we can use this elevator, but we've got this nice little pathway here. It's clear, it's easy to traverse, and everything's pretty close together. So what we've got to do now is start connecting up some miners and test it with what we've got, and then slowly we could add more and more and see how much it can cope with. I've got 12 of these, I should probably put them in. So that's where we are up to. In my head this should work, but only the test of time will show whether it works or not. That's not the right pathway. So we can drop those in. And that should give us a line, right? So later on, I'm pretty sure that we'll get the double one and the gears. So they will change things up even more. Cool beans. So I got rid of all of the heavy auto miners and all of the auto miners. I've left some in but I want to see what the capacity is like, how much it can cope with. So we've got the big artery that we had before. That didn't need to be. Alright, so we got the 2 golds. That'll go through. There's still a couple of bits of ore lying around. What's on there? 67. So yeah, we'll go through. This coal one will attach. This coal gold one will attach. This coal gold will attach. This copper will attach. And these 2 will attach. That should get me started. Alright. Then, once they're all attached, we'll give it a test run. Look for any mistakes, any screw-ups. If we haven't got any, we'll let that run for a minute. Get some ore, get some ingots happening. And then start adding a couple more as we go. As well as, while we're here, we've got a quest available. What is it? Steel pipes. We'll get to that. We'll activate it. Because I have a bit of a plan for how we're going to do that too. Alright. The only thing that's worrying me is if too much is coming through and it blocks up our main filtration system. If this gets blocked up, we could have a problem, because if that overflows, it'll spill onto here, no doubt. I can handle that. But if it starts spilling onto like the iron one, it'll make slag, and until we get way up here where we need the master of slag, which I have a plan for that too, we'll get there. We don't want things screwing up, so we'll start slow. I think that's something else I did wrong. I just went ham with mining machines and just had tons and tons and tons of ore coming in, which was great for the old bank balance, but it didn't help us with the quests, and we want to obviously make it to Mine Mogul. So it's going to take a long time. I'm not going to sit here while I'm I'm not going to drag you through it while I'm AFK, but yeah. So I'm going to go and connect up those miners, get rid of that one, and we'll add them as we go. Alright, I'll see you when I've connected those ones up. Alright, we have coal, iron, iron, iron. I haven't done you yet. Alright, that's an easy one. Chonk, 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 chonk. Good. Chonk, chonk, chonk. Do one more. Yeah, that way it drops onto something flat. Take away the annoying things. That's alright. We shouldn't have to come this way very often because we do still have a nice clear path that way. So this can be a work path. We've connected this one and this one. Those two. We can get to them from around the back. There's 2 ore that we need to take back with. Actually, we can just chuck it straight on now, can't we? Bloop. So, gold, and gold. And this pathway is open for anything else that's down there or down there that we want. I've tried to make it so that it's easy to get around without too much trouble. So if there's a boo-boo and we've got to walk around with a big ball of stuff, this artery, if you remember, there is a whole lot of different mining machines out here, so eventually we'll set something up and that can all plug in to there, subject to it being able to, of course, as in subject to it being able to handle it all, of course. And then we come up, and while I'm doing this, I'm also just double checking to make sure that I haven't missed a miner or something along those lines, because I don't really feel like spending another hour cleaning up the mess. Copper, and that one's connected. Those two flow onto there. And then we just head up to here. That one's connected. Still got to, nearly forgot to, after all that. That one and that one. Okay, moment of truth. Let's switch them all on and hope like hell I haven't missed one. Everything should now be up and running. Alright, next step. Let's organise the output. Alright. Polished quartz geodes. I think I've got 2 of them in storage already. That'll be 1. And another white one, 2. Put them up. Should be right to just drop them there. Bang bang, perfect. 20 polished gold gears. We've already got 3, so we just need to swap out the gold ones for that. Now this will be nice and easy compared to last time. That'll start making our gold cogs. Now we need steel pipe. Alright, the test has worked, but we still need a way to get gold and copper back. And that's coping just fine. I think if we added a few more machines, a few more mines, we'll be all right. We'll speed it up a bit. If we go ahead and shut everything off, I would say the test was complete. The test was successful. Alright, that's a temporary solution to start getting these polished steel pipe underway. Other quests we have to do is, the threading lathe and our golden gears. So I will go away and build. We can add you in for a bit more copper. How's copper going? We're going to need squillions of it later. There's a few. I don't know if it's 20 yet, but it's a start. So basically what we got to do is get the copper gold back to the sell point. Build that. Put a good dent in them anyway. Yep, done. Perfect. Okay. go and grab all of these, but not those. As we need them for the end quest thingy. Close that. We'll hang on to that as our first ever bar of gold. Eh? Just pretend like. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Pickaxe. They're all looking like quartz. All quartz. Well, that should be more than enough to finish the quartz section. Bloop, done. So if we take the chest, I don't want the drill bits. I need them for the last quest. Some of these are not quartz. How's that? Alright. Most of them are. It's starting to sound like our lines are empty. So I'm going to build something to convey back that way. I've found that because the rollers go up on such a shallow angle, I might just stick to regular conveyors for now, just as a bit of a test, play test. If it works, we'll stick with them. If later on they have to be changed to rollers because of the volume being too high or something like that, then we'll swap it out later. But for now, I'm just going to build a quick pathway back so that I don't have to keep running things backwards and forwards. Then we'll buy this threading machine and crack on from there and add, I don't know, another 5 or 10 or 15. We'll see how we go. Add a few more miners, or we can buy the threading machine, but we can already see that it's going to make us just make lots of threaded stuff. That's the goal. Get that done, and that will be the cut for today. Or next episode, we'll try and work that out. Alright, it's rudimentary, but it's there. So now everything will just flow straight into the cell bin. Like I said, it's rudimentary, but it's there. There's a little bit of junk up here to make sure that if we go ahead and build that one, it'll spit it out that way. Hopefully not contaminating it. Not that it should matter, because there's no polishes or anything to screw up. It just runs along there, and then it gets the big giant drop at the end. We might change that, but for now, I'm thinking I'm actually going to turn it all back on. Just let it do its thing. So we'll make our steel pipe, and the rest will just flow in. While that's flowing in, we can go and start connecting more and more and more mines. I'll add another 5, come back, check, make sure it's still flowing okay. Then we'll add another 5, come back, check, etc. until it starts to get kind of to the point where I think we've added more than enough. And then sort this thread of crap out. It wants iron first, and then copper, and then steel, and then all of them. Alright, I have a plan for that. But for now, let's get some more ore flowing. I'll see you soon. Alright, we've added a few. You can see there's stuff trickling in across the board. We've added that one, the copper one up the back there, and 2 more down here. So I'm basically hitting the close ones first. This one and that one, which has increased the load to about that from here, which has increased our outflow to about that, which I don't think is very significant. We should be able to double this. Hey, let's go add another few. Not sure if it's all made it yet, but I added 3 more mines and one of the big ones with a crusher. Not sure if it's come through or not yet, but it looks like we can definitely still add quite a lot more. I've got my eyes over, next up will be where Iron Mountain was. There is 2 or 3 of the big crushers and 3 or 4 of the normal auto miners. So I'll go and put that in and we'll check it again. Hey, there goes the last geo. Perfect. So I've got everything that's not in the blue cave hooked on now. And it still seems to be flowing pretty well. And having a nice hill, it seems to do all of its shuffling on the hill, which is good. So if there's not one that's actually attached to the conveyor belt, it rolls down until it finds a gap. That way when it gets to here, it's all smooth. And so far, I'm not seeing any faults, which is good. So I guess it's time to go and buy the threading lathe. I'll come back and check again a little bit later and see if it's changed. Because I mean, I've been here for 10-15 minutes just waiting to see if it suddenly spikes. But it seems to be doing alright. Alright, threading machine. Place you there. Crack on, chaps. I suspect we're going to be making far too many ingots. If that's the case, I need another setup here, a splitter, and we'll see how we go. Yep. It's too much. It's not ideal, but it's a start. But that's that one done. It's not that smart a splitter really, is it? Let's 1, then 2, then 1, then 2. I would prefer it that 1, then 1, then 1, then 1. Just break it there. polished, so just do whatever we like there. Alright, we're going to try something different with the copper, because that was a kerfuffle. I'm going to need a polish. No, I don't need to polish them, that's fine. Which one's copper? Iron and steel is coming out so fast. That should do it, eh? Of course it got stuck. Seems to be working. Polish steel threaded rods. Alright. That should do it. Except idiot put that one on the wrong way, didn't he? Okay, so we've got something of a system going. This sort of seems to be working. Maybe we just got too much material coming in to do it, but just chipping one off it seems to be doing it okay. I suppose until I need to do something else. But, flowing alright. Only need 5 more of the copper ones. Research tickets. There's nothing else that we need, so we may as well just buy everything. So there's 7 left. robot arm, something we can experiment with next time. There we go. Quests. There we are, and we're already started on it. So 80 of those. I think for the master of the thread and the master of the pipes, we will activate them. But because I think pipe, we can pause that one then. Yeah. So we're working on that. That's the last one. Pipes we can take care of during Master of Copper, and then, for example, and yeah, we'll take care of those during, because there it wants, doesn't want any. Okay, well, we'll chew through it. Only needs 10. Almost do that by hand. We'll send it. Get the copper ones out of the way. And with that, I'd say we have a successful endpoint for today. I'm going to leave it running. You've seen the basic plan. We'll flick them over, go and make some iron ones, we'll get it done. Next step, I'm just going to keep using this, just grind it out. Now I suspect it's just going to take a whole lot of time. So I think if there's another episode, it will be an update to say we did it and this is how, or something like that. The next one will be a short one. Alright, thanks for watching. Usual stuff, like and subscribe if you're interested. Come back for more. Next time, once we've finished Mine Mogul on this map, we might have a crack at the big map. See how different it is. So money's clearly not an issue for us now, so I think it's just a waiting game where we sit back and have this running in the background, and every now and then come check it and swap a machine out. I'd love to know how, like if it's possible, like you'd have one stream making ingots, one making plate, one making rods, and then the plate one splits into two. One makes pipe, and then the other one lets the plate through. Yeah. If there's a setup like that, let me know, because that would be mint. But how to do it in here, I don't know. I just can't quite work it out. Not enough room. But again, if you know a way, I'd love to know. Alright, till next time. See you then. I can't hurt to just grab a couple and put them straight on. This is not going to be an easy task, and it will take a bloody long time, but let's hope today's little effort works.